So best friends got each other's back. We used to cruise around with a bass to the max. Everyone in school while I was in the lab, cooking up some beats that would turn into tracks. High school chillin', I was on a mission. I had bigger dreams of being a musician. Teachers always talked but I couldn't seem to listen. I lived in a fantasy land, they called it fiction. But I was gonna be big one day, playing shows on the road to a sold out stage. Nobody really cared or believed I would make it anywhere close, I would fail and fade. But that's cool, I love that, cause any little doubt gives me energy back. And now, I'm in a place where I'm glad I never gave up on the dreams I had. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing. Yeah, let's go. So if you want something big, you gotta swing fast, swing hard and commit. You might miss 10 times, but when you hit, just make sure that you get all of it, okay? People at the top took risks. Investing and testing is all that they did. It's not complicated, it just takes grit. So never give up, take a swing at it. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing.
What is up, guys? Pick and roll. How's everyone doing? Blaze and I got a lot of basketball to talk about. We actually get to talk about basketball for a change.
Hey, hooray.
How you feeling, man? How you feeling?
I'm going to buck the system.
Okay.
As much as I love talking about on the court, what happened last night, what's going down with these players blowing up in the youth and the teams, we got to start with the talk of the scandal first. And that's off the court. I hate making it the headline, but I'd rather talk about it now and just get it out of the way because it's pretty big.
It really is. I just don't want to talk about it at all, but go for it.
I mean, and you have to put allegedly by it all because it's an ongoing investigation, but the uncovering of this NBA gambling ring, which, I mean, if you remember Gilbert Arenas getting busted for it and then getting out, and then this big Chauncey Billups, who's a head coach. That's what's crazy about it. I mean, that's a current head coach getting accused. And these poker games, these legal poker games, I have a bunch of notes because I don't want to mess it up because it is a legal, it's a serious thing. I mean, I want to talk about
it's really big, guys. It's actually very, very big.
But holding these rigged, not just poker games, rigged underground poker games, where they bring Chauncey Billups in to bring in these guys with they labeled fish to trick them into thinking they're in a high stakes poker game when they're really everyone they're playing against, including the dealer, is against them. It's all rigged. So they're there just to steal people's money, and they've been doing it for how long? It's just, it uncovers so much evil. And I mean, we don't talk about a lot of the off the court stuff as much on this. And I don't want to. I'd rather talk about on the court. But Terry Rozier was implicated with giving insider info, and Damon Jones, who was on the Lakers. Then you hear LeBron's name brought into it a little bit because they were giving information on LeBron. I mean, if you go back to DeJounte Porter, he got busted for the gambling stuff.
That was a while ago. Yeah.
When you go to like Terry Rozier, and I mean, and there's so many levels to this. There's so many layers. I mean, I got a headache. I wanted to not even talk about it for a while when I was doing my research, because I got a headache just thinking about millions of dollars lost since 2019. They're saying from these illegal. I mean, to go as far as to have X-ray poker tables, to have glasses and contacts where players know and they can reveal. This is all on the take, and you're the sucker. And they've been stealing money from people, and it's definitely a movie in the making, because there's so much evil, and we talk about it all the time. How these players, I'll tie it back into On the Court. I promise.
Go for it. Go for it, sure.
It is to bring it all back. Is we talk about how these players, ever since they were grade school, and they're the best player by far, high school, and they're ruling. They're treated like kings and queens. College, you're basically a god. You ain't paying for nothing. You're going to all the parties. You're getting laid. You're getting everything: money, booze, free food, anything you can ask for. Then they go, they're treated like kings and queens. And, I've never been a big fan of gambling. I get it. But I've had friends that have lost, tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars, because it's very addictive. It's a disease. I mean, only certain people, you should have to take like a test. You got to take a test before you can drive a car. You should be able to take a test before you gamble, because like as soon as you go down, and I dabbled in it a little bit. Fantasy football is probably the most I do as far as gambling, because I'm in a couple of leagues where you actually pay money. But the idea of going and losing everything you own, possibly, and your whole bank account on one day of just gambling, scares the hell out of me. And it's evil, but I get it. When they started making it legal in all these states, I thought, good, more money for the states and stuff. Now it's bad, because now anybody can gamble anywhere. I mean, ESPN shows are promoting ESPN Bet. They're betting, and it's just, I don't know. It's a slippery slope, because I know I have so many friends that bet and love it. They love the adrenaline of betting and winning. And we talk about me and you in halftime talk. We talk about him betting because he bets, we don't. So it's like it's such a weird segment of people that I've never really understood. I don't want to. I mean, it goes right back into now you understand why people think things are rigged or they're fixed, shit like that, because part of sports are like, people want to affect the outcome to make money. It always goes back to money, and it's sickening. We make the jokes with you being a Jew and all that, but I mean, this is real stuff. This is affecting people. They're suckering people that maybe online poker, you win. Now you get a trip to go play high stakes poker with Chauncey Billups and these other superstars and these movie guys. Wee yippee! And the next thing you know, you're all your money's gone. So yes, I'm with you on that, Fusion. Well, my boy Fusion, he's from the UK.
Shout out to you.
And it's like, I got friends that own $1 million companies where millions of dollars are coming in because of the contracts they hold, but they have nothing to show for it, because they go to the casino every weekend or whatnot and just gamble the hell out of shit. I mean, so I see the evil part of it. I get the fun aspect of it too. But yeah, now that like FBI is involved and all that, this is bigger. Although it was such an amazing opening 2 nights of basketball that I want to talk about, and we will talk about the basketball. But when this came up, I was just like, great. So you got the Lakers, the Raptors, the Hornets, and the Blazers. Those are the 4 organizations that are initially tied into it. And I got to say allegedly all the time that this is all alleged, because one of them may fight it. Yeah, NBA. It's in the NFL too. That's the thing. This opens up the can of worms to where now it is in, now you find out, oh shit, they're doing this shit in hockey. They're doing this shit
mostly in baseball.
I mean, look at the we've already seen gambling scandals in baseball. Look at Pete Rose, and there's ones that go on and on. So it's like, money is the root of all the evil and all this stuff regardless. But it's something that you got to talk about whenever coaches, like active coaches, are involved in doing it. Like, we bust balls when people are talking about fixing games and rig games and take a dive and lose on purpose. And I know someone, and I've probably told this story, I don't know if I've told it on this podcast before or not, that was friends really close with a starting point guard for the Pittsburgh Panthers college basketball team. and he would shave points. He would make hundreds. He would make tons of bucks on the side, betting with people, saying, the over 6. I'll make sure that it gets over that. If we're up by 5, we're going to win the game. We're up by 5. That the number 6 or 6, 7, 6, 7. It's something like that. I had to. Now you see there is darkness in sports that needs to be addressed. I mean, people will twist anything to make more money off of it. And they're taking advantage of normal people in these poker games. They're taking advantage of fans, and then now I mean, like I said, I joke all the time when people talking about rigged and fixed and all that. You can't say a whole sport is. This is a profession with so many people tied into it. I agree. 1,000%. We need an NBA team here in Pittsburgh.
No, you don't.
But to see, now what's the ripple effect? We got different coaches.
That is so true. I didn't even think about it like that.
Yeah. You lose respect with players like Chauncey Billups if allegedly right now, but if he's implicated and he's been doing that, that's evil. To trick people in losing to their life savings with these, to meet. That's why I always say sometimes don't meet your heroes.
Right. You know who's the new head coach of the Portland Trailblazers, or acting head coach now?
Yeah, I forgot. I think
Thiago Splitter.
Splitter. It's a great name. It's a great name. It's a great name.
I remember Stephen A. just yelling, Thiago Splitter.
Yeah, it's such a fine line. The whole scripted, this is scripted, that's scripted. That's my friend Monstar. We talk about it all the time. The fact that, the tip ball and the reverse that was thrown into the backwards into the end zone. Yeah, that was all scripted. Every play was scripted. Come on, let's get real. But to be real, affecting outcomes of sports is a real thing. And I take it seriously because I love my sports and I don't want to be cheated on it. Talk to the video game community. Since the beginning of video games, people figure out the cheat code, the way to get around or get to the end quicker, the shortcut. If there's a shortcut, people are going to take it. And we're talking about people that were just handing them all this power and glory because they're great at basketball or football or baseball, and they're going to take advantage of it.
Yeah. Shout out to
I
you.
know, AK, you're into conspiracy theorists. I delve a little bit too here and there. When I get into it, you open up that can of worms. That's the only reason I wanted to talk about it here before we get into the actual basketball, is because it is bigger than sports because of all the evil that it's associated when it comes to people making large amounts of money, period.
I got to ask. Are they Jews? I got to ask.
Probably a lot of them.
Yeah. My wife can cheat on me now, but not my favorite player.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It comes to a level of worship. And that's where I take offense. Personally, it doesn't matter what religion or political background or anything you have. I don't believe in statues. I don't think any human being should have a statue. We don't need statues.
I honestly didn't.
What do you need a human statue for? That's like worshiping. That's like false idols if you want to get biblical and shit like that. But that's how far fanatics go. People that love sports, that they will kill. We've had people attack sports athletes while who was that tennis player that got stabbed while she was playing tennis. People are lunatic. That's why it's called fanatics. They're fanatical. They're crazy.
Who was that football player who got stabbed? And who was that? Mark Sanchez?
Yeah, you can go to the pro wrestling world too, where the mix of drugs and adrenaline and they would murder back in the day too, between those ego. You're talking about inflated egos, big, huge, larger than life human beings. They think they're above the law. That's how I'm going to tie it back in. That's why Chauncey did this, or whoever did it, if they did it. Because once they get all that money, then they get power. Once you get power, you think you're above other people and you can just do things and not get away with it. I hope the whole thing comes crumbling down and they do uncover more, because what happens in nowadays world is it's all going to get covered up and it's going to go away. We're going to go back to loving sports the way we do and wondering if shit is fixed or rigged. Go back to OJ. It's been corruptions in sports. Ty Cobb. We were talking about the Babe Ruth thing the other day, and someone brought up Ty Cobb because we shouldn't compare eras. When you and halftime were talking about it on the morning show, I think.
Oh, that was half. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like, Ty Cobb was a horrible human being. an alcoholic, a womanizer, just a vicious. I mean, these were bad people back in the day. They were just really good at sports, and you can only elevate your heroes so high. I mean, I guess is part of it. I hope if these guys are guilty of this shit, yeah, Nancy Kerrigan, you're getting attacked. I hope these people, if they're guilty of what they're doing, that it all comes crumbling down.
Yeah.
And it doesn't stop with just the few people that have done it. And if Gilbert Arenas, Mr. Hop out of jail because you got away with it, if he is tied back into it, send him in for twice as long as they tried to the first time. Because this shit is evil. It's robbing people of their money, their sanity. And, it's crazy.
Now, you know who I think deserves a statue? Michael Jordan.
I don't remember. I'll even say not even him. And he is the greatest of greats to me in the sport because he's done things crazy. I don't. You can put up a poster, a mural, a wall. I mean, it's just not a statue. It's just something that is made to be worshipped. I don't even think our ex-presidents and shit should have statues or anything. That's just my personal belief. It's just weird to me that because some people might just say, oh, it's just to remind us of that person. But you can put a plaque up to remind me of that person. You can put up a flag to remind me of that person.
Flag.
Yeah.
But I was getting into, the opening night of the NBA, Michael Jordan, telling his stories and everything. I'm sure you heard about that, right?
I'm a little bit, we were under the impression he's going to be an analyst.
Yeah.
Right. So if it's just a big promotion for his interview and there's 25 segments of his interview, do I want to get more into the mind of Michael Jordan and want to know how he feels and stories like he has? Hell yeah, that was incredible.
That was awesome.
But eventually, and I've already heard comparisons to some of the other stars that come on and do these things. He's not going to be every show on Wednesday night. Michael Jordan is analyzing the game afterwards with Chuck and and Shaq and them. That's more of what I expected. I thought he'd be on TV analyzing the game a little more. This is going to be a documentary in parts.
I honestly I like it better like this because it's exclusive to Peacock and NBC. That is one. Everyone's got to go there for it, so that's perfect. 2, people actually listen to Michael Jordan. Like me and Rios, we were live for the Rockets and Thunder game when it happened. And I was like, LeBron is not going to get this. We were just naming players that are not going to have like this. What is the word I'm thinking of?
Well, it's his whole mentality. I mean, you talk about the Mamba mentality and stuff like that. A lot of it comes from how Michael Jordan was always so fierce and so focused. But it's a pull behind the curtain of, you don't, he even said it, you don't hear from me. He even said, I haven't picked up a basketball in forever. And then told the story about the free throw that made him nervous. I want to hear more about him because I'd rather hear legacies of people who didn't claim to be the best ever and put it down on his own head and show his humanity a little more. Like, don't be afraid to uncover maybe some mistakes. He was always the one that said, you talk about the story of Michael Jordan. You don't talk about he's the greatest. No, you got to start when he got cut in high school.
Yeah.
And how he overcame. That's the story of Michael Jordan. Someone who might have never been if he didn't not give up.
Correct. And he was also talking about how he misses the game of basketball, how he would play. He would put on Magic shorts and go out there and play. Like, that is the drive. That is the toughness that defines Michael Jordan.
Well,
he does not flop. He does not do that low management BS.
But he will do whatever he can to get over you. He'll get into your head, literally and vocally. But I'm hoping, let me play devil's advocate. I'm hoping he doesn't say anything to ruin his reputation. Because in today's cancel culture and all that stuff, you got to be careful how you say things, what you say. Did you hear about the latest perk thing?
What perk thing?
Kendrick Perkins. When he was talking to, I forget who it was. And they said something about a headache and ibuprofen. And he goes, why do you need ibuprofen when you got a perk?
Oh, yep. Okay.
Like, that's a kind of a...
that is a little too much. That is too much. Yes.
I mean, I get where he's coming from. That's his nickname, but we know he's talking about drugs.
Yeah. I get it now. But just hearing about all of that, him not shooting a basketball, him missing it, and just stuff like that.
You
There's
miss
no
other.
other.
Doesn't he want to say you miss 100% of the shots you don't take?
I
I
thought
mean,
that was it. Yeah,
but he's a
that was him.
dog. I mean, he's one of those characters that I want to know more about because we don't hear a lot from him. You know,
Yeah.
the Ken Griffey's, the Bo Jacksons that come and go that are such anomalies in sports and we don't hear about. That's why I was really happy to hear like a sit down conversation with Wemby last night after his performance. That dude, he blows my mind because he was like, I haven't even learned half the stuff I'm going to learn yet. Like without saying, I'm about to be the real king and dethrone this fake old one that's on his way out. You know what I mean? Like Wemby has all the right to be able to talk trash and be like, I got the gauntlet. I got every stone and I'm about to click my finger and change the whole NBA. You know,
Yeah.
but he's humble. He's like, man, I got so much more to learn. I'm just happy I'm not on a team that might not be. I just don't want to be losing all the time. I heard him say that.
Yeah, but here's the thing with Wembanyama. We'll go back to Michael Jordan in a second. He learned from Hakeem Olajuwon and Kevin Garnett this offseason.
Yeah, and he's
becoming a different player.
Yeah, he's getting his zen. He's going to study with people that are going to help him in so many different ways. He's learning to kick. They mentioned that last night, and I was like, wait a minute, agility for a guy that size. And we talk about with Rios, we talked about the other day how those characters that are really tall and skinny are always prone to injury more or not long. Look at Sean Bradley. Like he's the same size as Sean Bradley, but look how awkward Sean Bradley was when he did it. He was a foot over everybody, sure, and he was dunking down and stuff. And Wemby's doing the same stuff. Some of the stuff he did the other night, that's what I want to talk about, not the gambling stuff. You know, I had to get it off my chest, but he's changing the game. It's evolving right in front of our face. You got the Kevin Garnett's and those tall, thin dudes from back in the day that were like, they're kind of interesting. Now they can shoot threes and now they can handle the ball. And he looks smooth. It doesn't look awkward when he's doing it.
It doesn't look forced. It doesn't. He finished with 40 points, 13 boards, 3 blocks. Like, I get it. He's 7'5", 7'7", but those guys are not as athletic as him.
I have a 7'1" friend. Who's always taller than everybody.
Right.
Terrible at basketball.
Oh yeah,
terrible.
I believe that.
Like we'd put him on our team because sometimes he would just be 3 feet taller than everybody and just put it in the hoop. But he was not coordinated because it's not easy to be coordinated when you're that tall. I mean, I'm 6'3", and I mean I know it's a little awkward when you're taller than a lot of the people, but I can't imagine being like a foot taller than everybody. Like that's how Wilt had such an advantage back in the day. There were not like this many. Like to see the Rockets starting lineup the other night averaging 6. I think they averaged like 6'9" if you average it out. I know
it was 6'9", 6'10". Yeah.
But I mean that's the future. That's what basketball will become. Like I don't want to raise the basket or nothing. Keep it at 10 foot. You know, I know or have a 4-point shot. You know, you can tweak rules and stuff, but we don't need to drastically change the game of basketball. Last year, at the beginning of the season, we were talking about how the ratings are down and we don't know if the basketball's falling off. And, you know, all they do is hork up threes and the referees and this and that and all this garbage. And then just let me rattle off a little list here.
Go for it.
Within 2 days, Austin Reeves dropped 26. Zion, 27.
Yeah.
Holmgren, Powell, who I think is the real star for the Clippers, is Norman
Who?
Powell.
Oh, Norman Powell. Yeah.
I think he's the real star there. They got all those old heads, but I think he's the real star.
Correct.
Vucevic, all 3 of them, 28.
I love Vucevic.
Bucella's had a nice game too with a nice dunk in the lane. I'm telling you, that dude's a star.
I didn't see it. I didn't see the dunk.
Phenomenal.
Shout out
Grant
to the phenomenal
and DeRozan dropped 29. Levine dropped 30. Donovan, Booker, and Butler all dropped 31. VJ 34. We'll talk about that, I'm sure.
We'll talk about that later. Oh my God.
Ja 35 for Ja to have John Zion on that list already. 27 and 35. SGA 35. Giannis 37. Şengün 39. Luka 43. Wemby 40. Maxey 40. That's insane. Like you can't expect that type of pace. And the sad fact is, and I hate to bring it up because I'm the biggest advocate against making it a big deal, is that people are going to get hurt. Like, can you imagine an NBA season with these stars, all these legends and future legends and stars doing this all season? But it's just not going to happen. There's going to be 4 or 5 of them that are going to be done for the season.
Yeah.
And that's what I hate. I like to build everybody up just to knock them down. But I mean, teams like the Bucks, teams like the Magic, teams like the Knicks who beat the Cavs, great game, which I think right now, until proven otherwise, that's your Eastern Finals.
Knicks and Cavs.
We're knocking at the door. I'm not to toot the horn too early because it's only one game. I'm with you on that. I heard you on your podcast and how you talked about it after last night. You can't be super. I mean, I don't know if you want to get into the Sixers game now or not.
Let's get into it. Screw it. Let's just get into it right now.
It did. You know,
you're frozen. Oh, you're good now. You're good.
It's amazing, but you can't get overexcited. It's one game. And I've been talking about MEM. How long? My main event mafia.
Yeah.
Maxey, Edgecombe, and McCain. McCain is going to come back sooner than we think. How they use him. You know who this is all on? And here I go going against my normal moniker. I'm turning over a different stone. It's Nick Nurse. Because he's going to have to manage this.
Correct.
But it's a good problem to have. Because what last night proved to me is, you don't have to give me full screen, but I'm just going to get real close and say it. The Sixers don't need Embiid or Paul George to be successful.
I've been saying that.
So
you and
I have been saying about
that.
The past, I get it. To be upset about the bad luck they had getting the number 1 free agent and having a guy who was supposed to be the Wemby. Embiid was supposed to be the Wemby. He was the big guy who was doing things that big guys don't do, and he was really good at it. He's got bad injury history. I am the type of person, I can't speak for Sixers fandom because it's so twisted. I cut that shit off. Cut that umbilical cord. Free it. Send that to the past. Let's hope if they can even load manage him and he can average 15 and 7. I'm okay with that. Don't get mad because MB didn't drop 30 last night. I just fucking said 34 for our rookie, 40 for our star. And you said it earlier today. This is Tyrese Maxey's team.
It is. And here's the thing I said in that podcast before this went live. If you guys want to check that out, go for it. I felt that was amazing what I did over there. But they don't need Joel Embiid in the fourth quarter. Not anymore. Remember last year how when Embiid was out, we were up by like 20, and then once he was down to 8,
you can see it drop.
You can just see it coming. It was so predictable. That's where Nick Nurse signed. That is where he signed. But I know it was a minutes restriction. He could have done it a little bit differently, but
I'm not going to question. I'm not going to question because I think this is a different game plan this year. And I've said this all the time when people want to crucify coaches, and I know people that don't want to give the process any more time. Process is done. Now it's how do I use that piece when and if it's available? Because there's a new sheriff in town, and that's Maxey and Edgecombe. Everyone's talking about him, but that's the one thing. And I do this for my Steelers too. When they're 4-1, everyone's like talking about the Steelers. No, I don't want to hear people talk about my team. I want my team to creep into the playoffs with a good record and make a run for it and peak at the right time.
Yeah.
Which can happen in the NBA. We've seen it the last couple of years with Indiana last year, teams like the Thunder in the past. We've seen teams get hot late. You can't get overexcited if you're a Sixer fan, but you can't be upset when and if Embiid gets hurt. Paul George comes back and his hamstrings, or whatever. You said it over the last 2 nights too. It's a different pace. It's fun to watch.
Yeah,
up and down the court.
It's so
not
fun
the
to watch.
Splash Brothers. It's not Iverson, but it's it's tastes of all of that shit balled up into a nice Philly cheesesteak sandwich that I just want to eat because. Like you said it a couple times last night, this is like fun to watch this type of basketball. When you have a big man as the center of your game, even if he's like an Embiid that can come out and do stuff, it slows the game down.
Yeah.
It seems like Nick Nurse thrives better in this type of game instead of that. And let's be happy as Sixers fans that we didn't see Lowry and Gordon for over half of a game. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many positives right now. I mean, but I don't want to overbark and be like, ooh, we're back and we're going all the way. But you see the potential. Like, the focus for so many Sixer fans has been on what a terrible pickup PG was, you know, what a terrible contract Embiid was and his injuries. You can't change that, though. You know what I mean?
No.
I'm just happy that the upper management has been digging into crates for players that are gritty. We had Council, you know, players like that, you know, Oubre, my boy from Kentucky, who they're not playing. You mentioned it last night.
Justin Edwards.
Now, hopefully he'll get worked into it. Now, this is a different style.
Yeah.
Than they were doing last year. So you got to work him in a different. And once again, I told you this the other night too. And I think you saw it when you watched a little bit of the Knicks stuff. This style doesn't fit Yabusele either.
No.
Grimes will fit into this flow as a third, fourth piece very nicely.
He had 10 points and 5 assists off the bench.
That's all he has to do, dude.
I agree. He was just not worth that kind of money.
Maxey, he'll average around 30 where he did last year, which is superstar. You only had 3 of them last year that averaged 30. Joker, SGA, and when he got hurt, he fell out of it. But not too many players average over 30. That's why I wanted to point this out. Those were all over 25, but we can't expect that all the time.
Right.
But it's great to see because tons of highlights. You got Zion dunking and Ja going to the bucket and Wemby doing his thing and Durant, as much as he kind of, didn't close out as best as he could, they now have a closer. Yep. It's exciting for this season, dude.
And what I'm about to say right now, and then we'll go into the other games. Dominic Barlow is a two-way guy. Dominic Barlow needs a standard contract. He played amazing. I don't care about Wofford anymore. Yeah,
but I think every once in a while Wofford will have one of those games. Every once in a while Edwards will have one of those games. Every once in a while Bona will have one of those games. I think, and they could prove me completely wrong. We talked about how the Pacers were built last year, how the Thunder were built, how the Nuggets were built, how the Celtics were built. Sixers are built that way now.
Now they are.
You got a couple stars. You have older guys that, if needed, can come in with experience, and they don't have to. You have the Bona, you have Watford, you have Edwards, you have all these young players now in and out, mixed in with it's not as much. Oh, they're starting all the older. Like, can you imagine if they said, "Listen, we're gonna go Paul George, Gordon, Lowry, Maxey, Drummond." Or something, what that could be this team right now, because those veterans have proved they are good. The team could be that, but Maxey slowly breaking out 2 years ago turned into, we discussed it, almost every week here. This is turning into Maxey's team. Embiid, I don't want to say it's a good thing that Embiid was hurt all that time, but you can't focus on Embiid if he's not in the game.
Right.
Gave Maxey that chance to be like, I can be a superstar. Let me show you.
Yeah. And actually, this lineup is so versatile. Like, you can plug and play anybody here. You can plug and play anybody, which I really, really like. We missed that last year.
Too. They have some defense. The team has players that can play defense. And you know what happens when you do that? When you inject a defensive mindset into some of your team, the other ones step up.
Correct.
Luka's a good example. You put him with the LeBron of last year, and he didn't see no defense. But when you put him with a team that's fueled by defense, you saw him in the Euro League. That motherfucker played some real good defense. It's in him. Sixers have that. It's not like everyone's a great defensive player. They're the best defensive team. But you know what last night's game reminded me of last year a lot. Sixers are going to blow it. I didn't want to act like that, but it seemed like Sixers are going to blow it. Jaylen Brown's going to get on a streak.
I thought that was going to happen too, because of that third quarter. That third quarter was terrible.
Yeah. They're going to blow it. They started slipping in the third quarter, and that's when I joined. I just got done streaming. I popped in. I was like, whoa. They were up at half, and now they're down by 10?
Correct. Yeah. And but we got the win.
That's what you got to be more leery of, not letting games slip that you should win. And they proved, I mean, and you're not going to, here's another thing. Let's not expect 34 and 40 from VJ and Maxey every game.
No.
But if Maxey only drops 15 one game and Oubre has 30 that game, you know what I mean? There's a give and take.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you right now, you're going to hear it. As soon as one of them falls off and only drops 17. Oh, there it goes. I guess his rookie ain't good enough. Oh, Maxey's falling off. They did that. They tried to do that to Maxey last year, but I stayed true to him. I did not give into that bullshit just because he had a slump. And he was playing hurt.
Yeah. Damn, I forgot I was going to say now. Ah, well. Well.
I'm sorry. I'm just.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm telling you.
I'm excited. I'm in the same place as you are. Excited. And this is about the NBA as a whole right now. I'm super excited, but I don't want to get overexcited. I want to see how it goes. I'm loving the fact that the NBA Cup's right around the corner. Like, that's perfect how they have that.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got to talk. I want to hear your thoughts on the Thunder and Rockets double overtime. You weren't on the stream with me and Rios. I didn't hear your thoughts on that game. The first game could be the best game of the whole year already.
I'm first and foremost, I'm going to give the Rockets, like, I know people want to crown them early, but I'm going to give them a little growing pains. Give them a little time for growing pains. They have the talent, but you got to realize a big chunk of what made them successful last year is gone.
VanVleet.
Some of them pieces, even like a Jalen Green, some of those players that they had that were still part of the team, they may not have performed at a high level all the time, but they were always there, which made that team great the whole year. When you got to give up some of that, they didn't give up too much by any means, but when you got to give up some of that to bring in a KD, look what happened with Luka and Kyrie at first. It's always a great comparison. They sucked together. They were horrible, and we were like, what a failed project. And then they go to the finals the next year. You know, it's like, you got to give time for some growing pains. It looked like they were able to be like, hey, KD, run the show, bro. You're the man, and we'll, play along. And it worked well. They move the ball well. They have a good team. Şengün, I mean, he had 39.
Yeah.
So it's like,
the offense goes through him.
Yeah, I don't want to compare it. Yeah, I don't want to compare it to the Sixer thing with VJ, but you got someone else now kind of poking their head in to get points and stuff as well, and it can do that. It's not a bad thing. But the Rockets may have to work things out a little more at first. They may prove me wrong and just blow the competition away and click right away. That can also happen because that's how talented KD is. I'm a big fan of his.
Right.
But as far as, SGA and company, they picked up right where they left off. SGA's he's the best player in the NBA right now. That's I'm sorry, I don't buy the free throw merchant stuff or any of that. I don't. He's that good.
I think Rios are saying that out of anger.
I know he's very upset about it. And he's not the only one. A lot of people see that, and it is kind of tush pushy. And here's what I mean by that. It's not a pretty sight. It's within the rules. It works.
It's a pretty sight for me.
But it's not a beautiful play to watch where everyone besides just the fans of that team want to see. You know what I mean? Like, it may be successful. SGA is going to make a weird gesture and flop a little or whatever and go to the free throw line and make a lot of points based off of that too. But they don't, those fouls don't come as easy as people think they do.
No.
It may look that way. That yes, we've already discussed it before, and I agree completely that a lot of the upper echelon players get called differently. They shouldn't, but that's just the way it is with refs. That's what happens when
it's the way it is.
When you're making 250, when you're making 250,000 and you're refereeing or telling people what to do that make 30 times that.
Yeah. So there's two things about the Rockets I just want to say. One, they're going to trade for a point guard. They need someone to facilitate. Amen Thompson is not that guy. Şengün can be that, but that's not his game. Yeah. They need a trade for a point guard. And two, Amen Thompson is going to be the next big thing in Houston. I'm telling you, I got so much stock in this kid. So much stock. You kind of have to when you see him run up and down the court, defend, do all this stuff. He was locking SGA for a majority of the game until SGA broke out in the late second half. So Ahmed Thompson's the next best thing.
He is, and I kind of compare their situation after looking what's happening in Dallas.
Yeah,
I mean, Cooper Flag. I mean, he's a small forward, power forward. That's where he plays off. He should be on the wing, shooting those from the wing that he makes with that pure jumper he has, more than trying to create offense being a point guard. Don't they have D'Angelo Russell?
They got D'Lo, and they're waiting for Kyrie.
Yeah, so I think I understand why they wanted to try it. I mean, look what Houston's doing. Look what some of these teams are doing. Look what the Sixers could do if they were all healthy with a big team. Like they tried a little Embiid and Bona out there together in preseason a little bit. If they did something like that.
I thought that was going to be the starting four.
You got Thunder and Lightning there with two big, twin towers. Plus, at the same time, you got two lightning quick guards that can shoot the lights out. Because I mean, what Edgecombe had 5 3-pointers, something like that.
Edgecombe had 5. Maxey had 7.
Like that's insane. Like that's now Sixer fans don't expect that every game either. I mean, it could be an anomaly at first, and it could be up and down at first. Like, I mean, I'd rather expect a little bit of turbulence instead of thinking, oh man, this team, we're gonna, it's us, Cleveland and New York now. Like it could end up being that, but you can't jump that far ahead.
Yeah.
And even though like people were kind of down on Cooper Flag not doing shit his first half, look what he did the second half. And I mean, still, he's a kid out there with grown men. And they said he didn't look that comfortable. Then some people said he looked a little more comfortable. I could not say that at all for VJ Edgecombe. He looks like he's a 5-year veteran.
Right.
Like he really does. Like I'm not just saying that because I'm a Sixer fan.
I can't believe we wanted H. Bailey.
Like, I mean, that's what I mean. Like Sixer fans have to start realizing we can knock upper management all we want for some of the dumb shit, but that might turn out to be the decision of the century to not pick Bailey.
Just drafting Maxey, McCain, and Edgecombe.
Yeah.
That's the best.
I mean, that's been my attitude towards the Sixers the last 3 years. They keep getting these little diamonds in the rough. They don't have a team yet, but their main project they banked on, Embiid, has failed. And but when he is on, I'd rather have a temporary Embiid that you can throw at a Wemby or a Giannis just to deter attacking the bucket a little more. Because no matter what, having Embiid in there is going to deter some people. I mean, same thing with the Wemby, with these big. There still is a lot to say about the game of the NBA basketball in the paint. Like we don't talk about it as much because you can't stay in there very long anymore. And we are shooting a lot more threes. I get it. But like that changes the game. We talk about opening the floor and spacing the floor better. That helps. Like I'm just happy. I guess I'm happy even with a part-time Embiid right now.
Yeah. So I was just scrolling on YouTube right now, and I just saw a video. Joel Embiid is cooked.
And that's what I mean. Like, instead of focusing on him not having 30 points and 10 rebounds, all you should be talking about is Maxey and Edgecombe right now. Why not be thankful of the good stuff you have instead of the rotten? That's like sitting there going, I just bought a steak, lobster, but I'm going to complain about these rotten bananas over here that I was thought about eating for breakfast tomorrow. It doesn't make sense to me. It's like, to me, be happy what you have. And what you have is a bright future. And you're hanging in there. Like the team, if you want to call last year a failure, I don't. Because 4 of the top 5 players were injured for most of the season.
Do I call it a failure? I do not.
I can't because of that. And that would be for any team out there. Go back 2 years to the Suns when they had the deal and they got injured. They never played together. I would not count that season against them because that's forces beyond their control.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping for the best, but right now that best doesn't have to include Paul George or Embiid. You got players like Oubre that can play underneath the basket and step out and hit the three. They have a lot of positive stuff because you're going to have to hang because the East is so open. you're going to have to hang.
Yeah.
With a bunch of teams, like a big group of teams that are in the middle there. I'm still going to put New York and Cleveland on top.
I am too.
Atlanta, Orlando, Detroit. They got to prove it to me.
Yeah. I'm not that big on Atlanta anymore because me and Rio were watching a preseason game. All the Hawks starters were there, and they were losing to the Rockets' second and third stringers.
And I mean, this is not a knock on Banchero or Trae Young or Cunningham. And not just because I'm a Sixer fan. I know I keep saying that, but I'd rather have a Maxey in the fourth quarter because he just seems more comfortable. He can either shoot it long or take it to the bucket. He's a closer. And with a sidekick, that takes both of their games up a notch. And when McCain comes back, they got the running Sixers. You know,
and
like
by the way, I picked up Edgecombe.
Well, I couldn't. I already have Embiid and Maxey. What am I going to have the whole fucking team?
You ready for this? McCain was on my IR, so I picked up Pritchard. And then I dropped Pritchard to pick up Edgecombe. So when McCain is back in the lineup, I got to drop somebody. So that's
but I think this is, proves for all the skeptics of the NBA the last few years as far as ratings and all that shit.
Yeah.
Which I've said this for pro wrestling and other types of TV things. Ratings can be whatever they want them to be towards us. Are you seeing the ballots? Are you seeing how they calculate that shit anymore? Because, how did you watch the game? How did I watch the game? Did we affect the ratings? No. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's bigger than all that now.
I agree.
Ratings and people's opinions are always going to be there, and most of them are going to be negative. I'm going to be here being the opposite.
So you're going to be a positive person.
I'm going to be focusing on the good shit. As bad as it gets, I'm 52, man. I don't know how much longer I got on this planet. I'm going to focus on the positive shit.
I'll be the negative Nancy.
Yeah, you could be negative Nancy, and we play well off each other that way. That's what makes it fun. We bust each other's balls about it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I picked the Sixers to win last night.
Well, basketball fans.
Halftime didn't.
He makes his money off of ranting and raving, so I'll let him rant and rave.
Yeah.
That's his bread and butter.
I got to talk about this. Utah defeats the Clippers 129-108. The Clippers are like, how do I even begin about the Clippers?
Well, here's how I look at that. Like, because we could go back to this argument for everything we talk about now because we're only talking about 2 nights of basketball.
Correct.
Out of all,
Correct.
So we could go back to this a million times.
Good.
That could be one. Here's how I'd think. As soon as I saw that, I'm thinking, okay, play that game 10 times in a row now and see what it turns out. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I think Utah might win 3 or 4 out of the 10. I think that's how it might end up. Clippers have a lot of talent, but it's like, I don't know. I mean, Utah is a mixed puzzle, which we don't know what it's going to be.
I know.
You know how big
you got Markkanen, Bailey.
Obviously, I mean,
Kessler.
We can talk about Edgecombe Bailey stuff, but obviously we both liked Bailey. We wanted them to pick him.
I wanted Bailey.
Yeah, so I'm not rooting against Bailey at all. I think he's got tons of talent, but I just think let him do it somewhere else.
Right. Yeah.
Good luck to you.
We'll take Markkanen. We'll take Markkanen off your hands.
Yes. If it ends up being that you're that's why another reason why I'm cheering for him to be great. But then they'll be like Markkanen's, we can get rid of him now.
But in reality, with the Clippers, like they have Beal now, Harden, Kawhi with the whole tree scandal thing. Powell's the best player. He's the best player on that team. He's the best player on the team. We both agree on that.
The other ones are
the Clippers are going to fall off. Clippers are not going to. They're going to be in the play-in. I'm calling it out.
They might not even be there. Because here's the thing about a team like that.
Yeah.
They lose one piece, they're in trouble. And
if they lose something, they're done.
I'm putting that what if shit out there again. I know, but like, going back to our Sixers, Edgecombe, he's out for 3 months. McCain can kind of fill that hole and still have a runner with shooting the ball. Not the same. He's not. I mean, I think the potential of VJ is a lot higher. But you know what I mean? Like, if I just feel like the Clippers are a type of team, if they lose one of those vital pieces, bye-bye.
Yeah, the Clippers. They're done, and they just got a new stadium too. They got a new stadium, a new logo, a new everything, and now they're going down. They're literally falling into the ground.
I love
It's hilarious.
I'm a big technology guy and all that stuff too, so I love the new stadiums. Like
I do too.
The Rams
I do too.
One with the wraparound video camera in front of you. I mean,
you can play video games there. It's like, yeah,
it wraps around all the extra shit. I'm all for that shit. I love the spectacle, the whole type of stuff like that. I'm all for it.
I love it, but they did this to themselves. They did.
Yeah, he's from the Bahamas, like Charles Adderley. He's loving the
Yep.
Countryman.
But
that's the another thing about PJ too. You watch his interview afterwards, and it's like they cloned Maxey and made him a little more
McCain.
Yeah, they mixed them together. Yeah, because he does it all. I mean, as much as I'm a Maxey fan, I wouldn't be mad or crazy that Edgecombe becomes a bigger star. I don't know.
Right.
They both have it.
It's incredible how we have all those three.
Like
and Grimes right there.
I don't even want to compare. I don't even want to compare because I think they're both just mixes of a bunch. Because I see like Steve Francis kind of explosivity in with like how Edgecombe attacks the basket. I see like I'm just a fan of those two players so much right now that I don't know. Like I said, but at the same time, I don't want to get too excited.
So there's this NBA podcast on YouTube. I really encourage everyone to check it out. It's called NBA Now and Then. So what they do, they compare players from the past and the future. And this podcast is so good. I listen to it all the time. I have it on in the background on YouTube. Like it's great.
See, but when you get into topics like that, it's all about the hosts and how they handle it because
they handle it great.
You start comparing eras and stuff, it's a very slippery slope.
And he had this one comparison, but it was on a live stream that I was watching a couple days ago. He had Darren McCain and Steph Curry. That was their comparison. And I'm like, that's fair.
Do you remember Steph Curry's first couple years? No, nobody does. Because he wasn't that good.
But he was with Monte Ellis. I remember.
Yeah, but he wasn't the Steph Curry we have now.
I know, but it's a good comparison. I'm not knocking it. Yankees.
See,
oh my God!
Now baseball
got it.
And that's what my little rant at the beginning of the show. That's what I meant about it. Like if it's going to get uncovered, there's no way it's only. And people were in the chat were saying the same thing. There's no way it's only basketball or it was only this little thing. It's probably a lot bigger. I mean, when you got the FBI involved and stuff, having press conferences on a fucking Thursday
it's fake. Morning. Thank you, Arku.
But I wouldn't be surprised. You got to be careful nowadays because a lot of stuff that's fake looks really real. Speaking of really real, we talked about the top basketball cards coming back around. They got released today.
Oh, no way.
Now, a lot of the stuff was already sold out, and you got to buy the real expensive stuff to get the good stuff. But I did order 2 boxes. Now I'm hoping the website that I bought them from was really NBA.com.
Oh no!
I'll find out.
Holy! In a couple weeks. Oh God! How much?
The boxes are $50 a piece, but there's like 16 packs and 14 cards in each. Because nowadays you pay $50 for a box, you're only getting like 40 cards, but this is a lot more. So I'm hoping they produce, but they're probably going to produce a lot of them. So
damn it, Arku! I thought that was real.
I actually went on eBay and I got a VJ Edgecombe already. I got a Tyrese Maxey. I got a Mataz Bucelis. I thought
you already had a Bucelis.
The cards came out today. Didn't you hear what I just said?
I mean, I know, but you have other.
No, but cards. I'm talking about as this tops 2020, the first cards of this year.
Yeah,
they dropped them at a perfect time, right when it came out, and they had some pre-releases, so people were already selling them on eBay. So I just went to eBay and searched for singles of the people that I really want.
Here's
Maxey.
Here's something I forgot to mention. Wembanyama had 40, 13, and 3. Cooper Flag had a double-double.
Yeah, and that's why people that were knocking Cooper Flag for not doing anything in the first half, he still had a double-double.
He had 10 points and 10 boards. I'll take that.
And even though we say positionless basketball, he's playing out of position. Like they need a point guard for him.
They really need a point guard. Like, when is Kyrie coming back?
I don't know but they have Russell. Like they have other options. It's not, they just wanted to try something different. Now, if they continue to try that and it continues to backfire, that's a whole nother story.
who doesn't have a check mark on those accounts, these are fake accounts. It doesn't matter if you have a check mark or not.
Yeah, 'cause you
It's
can
still fake.
you pay for your check mark.
Yeah, I'm not dropping money.
If people want to fool you, they're going to try to fool you. And listen, AI is only going to get better and more, and you're going to see it everywhere. And wake up one morning and see something and think it's real. And it could be
That's true.
it could be a fake alien invasion. I don't know.
It could be a million Wembies. It could be a million Wembies. But yes, guys, this was a really good show. Shout out to Rios. Probably got stuck at work.
2 games tonight.
Who? Oh yeah.
Thunder and the Pacers, Nuggets at the Warriors. Which
Okay,
I love both.
I got Thunder, and I got Thunder Warriors.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna go out on a limb and go the opposite. I think the Pacers surprise the Thunder, and the Nuggets and Jokic has a Nuggets barely.
See,
beat
that
the
was
Warriors,
more realistic.
and Jokic
That was
beats
more
the
realistic.
Hey, if SGA has an off night,
Yeah, that was more realistic than the Pacers.
Pacers are at home. I think they're going to ride the wave of at home and make it a good game, and maybe get a couple lucky bounces at the end. I mean, by all means, the Thunder should destroy them without Halliburton, but you can't count teams out. And in the NBA, and you're going to see that a lot this year.
I know what you're doing. You just want to wire up our coup for telling us that was a fake thing. I know you. I know you.
And on Friday, there's Bucks, Raptors, Hawks, Magic, Celtics, Knicks.
I'm streaming Knicks and Celtics.
Cavaliers, Nets. Oh, there's a load. It's loaded on Friday.
Do you have Amazon Prime? Because that's where the Celtics and Knicks are.
Pistons, Rockets, Heat, Grizzlies, Spurs, Pelicans, Wemby and Zion.
Yeah.
Wizards and Mavericks, Timberwolves and Lakers.
That's Friday?
Warriors, Warriors, Blazers, Jazz, Kings, and Suns, Clippers. Kings didn't look too bad.
No. Appreciate everyone tuning in, man. Blaze, I'm sure you felt good getting that ran out.
I mean, it all comes down to how much I preach. I'd rather talk about on the court, and now I spend 20 minutes on the off the court stuff because it's a big deal.
Yeah, maybe next week there won't be a lot of off court stuff.
Well, there wasn't this week except for today. I mean, it all just happened this morning. That's why it's
I know.
But according to the reports, it's like it's been going on an investigation for years.
Uh-huh. All right, guys. We'll catch you all later. Like, share, subscribe to the Hardcore Sports Network. And that's it. Blaze, you got anything? You're going live after this?
Yeah, I'll be live in a little while. I'm going to go grab something to eat.
All right, man. We'll talk to you all later, guys. Have a good one. Peace. Go Sixers.